let's talk about Desert Bus. So, Desert Bus is first of all the worst game. It is a game that was made on an old console. I don't know what it is. I think it was a Nintendo something. It was made by Penn and Teller, the magicians, and they were like, let's make a game. But let's not make a game that people want to play. Let's make Desert Bus. A game where you drive a bus between the city of, I think, Las Vegas and somewhere else, and it's just road for about 6 hours both ways.
I thought it was 8.
It might be 8 hours.
Yeah.
And there are like stop signs every once in a while where you can just stop and then keep going. And you don't even get to like actually fully stop. You just like stop the bus for a second and then keep going. You can crash the bus on the side of the road.
Right.
And the bus slowly drifts, so you have to like actually keep correcting it and keeping it in the road.
It's slightly biased to the left side, I think it is, so
Yeah.
it will slowly turn left.
Yeah.
So if you just leave it, it will crash on the left side of the road.
Yeah.
So you can't leave it, you actually have to sit there for 8 hours and steer a bus.
Yeah.
But also, there's no scenery in this.
Yeah.
Well, there is, definitionally, but it's terrible.
Yeah.
It's like a desert with no cactuses.
Yeah.
No
It's
cactus
just-
depots.
it's-
No cactus sockdovities.
There are 4 colors on the ground. The yellow line in the middle of the road, the edge of the road that's like darker brown, and then everything else. Also the sky, forgot that one.
And the bus.
Well, yeah, the bus is like a whole bunch of colors.
Yeah.
Anyway, so these other people were like, that is the worst game ever. Let's raise money by playing it. So they made a thing where every November they played this game for a certain length of time based on donations.
Yeah.
So like,
The more that was donated, the longer they play.
yeah, it was something, I don't know what it was, but it's like maybe $1,000 an hour or something like that. I can't remember, but or what it is nowadays. Way back then, I would think they would have had it way lower. But basically, all the money goes to charity, and every like $1,000 they have, or maybe it grows with each hour. They add another hour onto the time they have to get to end it, and nowadays it lasts like at least a full weekend
Yeah.
of just them driving and people donating.
Wait, like 72 hours?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of donating.
No, actually, I think one of them that I saw was like 159 hours. So it goes for a really long time.
That's like 5 days.
Yeah.
That's like 5 to 6 days.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah, it's-
straight desert boost.
Well, the thing is, they have the desert booths, and they have like a designated chair that the person sits in, and they have shifts of people going through.
The person who's driving the boost.
Yes. But then they also just do random stuff. One of the things they do is, let me think. Oh, one time they did keep talking and nobody Lego connects. I think
Wait,
that was what
is
it's
that like
called.
the
Mega
game
connects.
keep talking and no one blows up except for when
Yes.
it connects?
Yes. So one person has the manual, and one person has a whole bunch of Lego Bionicle Connects pieces. And they have to make a thing, but it's a pretty big thing, and they don't even get to see what it looks like at the end. So it's very
Okay.
Also, it's surprisingly confusing. So, like, because neither of them can see each other. So it's like, you know that thing you have? You know it has those tan dots at the top, and there should be 6. Wait. You have 8 of them? No, you're supposed to have. What did you do wrong? Yeah. Another thing they do is
It's like trying to build connects with a toddler who is blind.
yes.
Except for also, you are blind.
Yes. And then another thing they do is ice cream courts.
Oh
Which
yeah.
is the ice cream courts made famous by lots of things.
Yeah.
Including one of the Green brothers, Hank Green. Yep. they do that. One of them they did for like almost an hour.
Wow.
Yep.
Do you want to explain that briefly? We should probably
So
explain
there are
that.
4 chords. The 4 chords in "If I Had $1 Million." If you haven't heard that song, go do that. And they're in like all of the songs. So.
Or you could make them work like all the songs.
Yeah, so basically, it's where someone plays those 4 chords, and then you just sing like song after song after song, and the chords never change. You're just
Like-
singing different words over them.
Like
Yeah.
Toast.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah, toast! Believe it or not, that's a song,
Yeah.
and a dang good song at that.
Yep. Or Dave's 2000-inch TV. Or That Horse.
My question is the
We did the math. It's not actually that big.
oh, okay.
It's about 40 to 50 feet, depending on what aspect ratio your TV is.
High. That's
High.
at a
That's
bad
tight.
ratio. That's like the worst ratio
So
though.
the widest would be about 33, and the narrowest would be 50 or 60. So depending on the aspect ratio of your 2000-inch TV, it's not going to tower over buildings or block out the sun.
Well, I mean, if you sit in any spot comparatively with a TV, it could block out
It
the
could
sun.
tower over a building
Yeah.
if it was like a small house.
And it would tower over people, but
Yeah. If you were in the exact right position, it would block out the sun.
Yeah.
In the same way that like a telephone pole can block out the sun.
Yeah. Okay. So then.
Oh,
what else?
I was gonna say something. What was it? What's that song about the cave?
Oh, Secret Tunnel.
Yeah. Is Secret Tunnel a part of the ice
Yes.
cream chords?
Yes.
What? Are you sure? Because I
don't
thought
think-
Secret Tunnel was originally played on a mandola.
Yes,
was.
but it works really well.
Mm.
And then it's
Secret tunnel! Secret tunnel! Through the mountains! Secret tunnel!
Secret
Tunnel!
Something about people dying in the dark. Secret tunnel! Secret tunnel! Through the mountains! Secret tunnel! Anyway, yeah.
That comes courtesy of Desert Boost 2017, 2016.
2017.
When's the first year they did it?
A long time ago. I think like
2007?
really
Like the
early
beginning.
2000s, yeah.
Yeah.
At least.
very long time.
Because I'm pretty sure the first time they did it, YouTube was like barely maybe a thing.
Yeah, I don't know if they even started on YouTube.
This might have been a thing before YouTube was even created.
Yeah.
Like not
It
just
was-
when it was small, before it even existed.
And it might have also been before, it was. They also do other things on YouTube.
Yeah.
The channel is Loading Ready Run.
Yeah.
And it's basically a group of friends, but also a business doing skits and stuff. So there's things happen, you know.
Things happen. Buses get driven.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if anyone's looking for some content on YouTube,
Around.
if anyone's like me and they've run out of things to watch and they're like, I've seen all the good Mythical Mornings, all the good Mythical Crews, all the extra stuff Rhett and Link do. I've seen it all. I've seen all the Vlogbrothers. I've seen everything. I've listened
Yeah.
to every podcast in existence. Go check out Desert Bus.
Just
Yeah.
sit down and watch
And if
159
you're interested-
hours
and
of
if-
someone driving through an empty desert.
And if you're interested in in Magic the Gathering, they have a series called Friday Nights, which is a fictional series of them doing magic-y stuff. And then they have another series called Commodore Hustle, which is
That sounds a little bit. What's it about?
it's about their business friend group and being a business.
Oh, okay. So it's like talking about being a business while you're in a business?
Yeah, it's still a fictional sketch comedy thing. So like for one of them, one of the characters in it works at a company that just deals in beige. They just make beige paint. And in one of the episodes, they're going to lose their job unless they make this new type of beige. So then the sciencey dude makes Fanta beige.
Fanta beige.
Yes.
Is this a pop or just a color?
It's a color. And it removes all feeling from the people who look at it.
Okay, for whoever,
Like all emotion?
Yes.
Or...
Yes, all emotion.
for whoever doesn't know, Vanta Black is one of the darkest blacks in existence.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be a pun on, or a play on words or whatever on Vanta Black.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then later they're like, hey, how did Vanta beige go? Oh, it was classified as a. Oh wait, no, sorry. He receives a letter that he is fired because Vanta beige was considered a weapon of mass destruction.
Because essentially it turns everyone who comes into contact with it into James May.
Yes. And then, yeah. There was, I thought there was I can't remember any more of those. But yeah, they have funny sketch comedy stuff. Oh yeah, they also have a series called Crap Shots, which is just stupid, like less than a minute sketches they came up with. Like, I'm trying to think of a good one. Nope, I can't. They're good. Go watch them.
Yeah.
But Friday.
I mean, not everything they do is amazing.
Yes.
But
Yes.
often the things that they do are funny.
Yes. So
wait,
yeah.
wait.
What?
How about a snack? Alright, so this week, or this episode, we are reviewing Polar Ice XL Gum. So we're all chewing it. We've been chewing it since we started recording, and now we're going to take some reviews. Caleb, what do you think? Polar XL Gum.
Not quite polar, maybe on the edge of Arctic.
It's like that part of the Arctic Circle that like melted,
Yeah. Yeah.
like in the late '80s.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like you were polar, and then you gave up.
Yeah.
What do you
It's
think,
like,
Jed?
it's like a tundra that really wants to be in the Arctic.
Tastes more like mint as opposed to cold. You know how when you breathe cold, it's like there's the taste of cold.
I wanted this to make my mouth taste like cold.
Yes.
And on that level, it was disappointing. Also, I noticed that occasionally when I chew Polar Ice Gum, like right when I put it in my mouth, and then like the first few chews, it'll make you sneeze. I don't know if you guys ever had that before.
Yeah, I have.
It happens some of the time. Like, you just sneeze. I don't know if it's because it's just too much flavor,
I think
or if
so.
they put like pepper in their gum. I don't know if they're trying to like take a little, get a little cue from Dr. Pepper or something. But
Well, I mean, like, maybe about half of the stuff we taste is based off of smell. So,
true. So
I
I
can
think
imagine
that
they put things to make the gum smell good.
Yes.
exactly, because I'm pretty sure you can still smell gum while you're chewing it.
Yes. That's why when you first bite mint gum, like when you first start chewing it,
Yeah.
feels like your mouth feels very fresh or whatever. It's just because you're smelling it.
Yeah.
There's nothing to do with how it tastes.
But it does have to do with how your breath smells.
Yes.
So
but
it
you're
does
just
still give
smelling
you that
your own
advantage.
breath through your sinus cavity. Yeah.
That should be like a low key insult. Like, you think you smell good? You're smelling your own breath through your sinus cavity. You think you know what's up? Go smell your own breath through your sinus cavity.
Oh, I saw my math teacher was showing us funny things that teachers put on students, and it was a funny math teachery thing.
Yeah.
And it was a question on a test that said, if your mom is so massive, that things accelerate towards her at 5 meters per second squared. How massive is your mama?
They turned a yo mama joke
Yeah.
into a math question.
Yes. Yes.
This was on an actual test?
Not ours, but it was a thing he showed us.
Oh, okay.
No, the answer to that question is somewhere between the mass of the moon and Mars. Because Mars has 2/3 the gravity of Earth, so it's about 7 meters per second, and then the moon has, actually I think it might be somewhere near the moon. The moon has vastly less gravity than Earth, so I think it's somewhere between Mars and the moon.
It might be Pluto.
Maybe.
Because I know that Pluto's bigger than the moon.
Yeah.
But it's smaller than Mars.
Yeah.
But apparently we have to call it Planet X now. Like, what is that?
Because it's the 10th planet?
No,
Planet
because
X,
it's no longer
Planet X
a planet.
is another planet we found that's out past Pluto, but we just didn't find it till
Then what am I supposed to call Pluto now?
relatively- Pluto.
No, but it's not a planet. They declassified it,
Yes,
which means...
But it's still Pluto.
They
still call Europa. We don't call Europa a planet, but it's still Europa.
But Europa's
really big
different.
asteroid?
Europa's like that weird anti...
Europa's a moon, I think. Anyway, we
Where is
have
Europa again?
Umantu, and that is not a planet,
What?
but it's about the same size as Pluto.
What did you say?
It's spelled like Umantu. I don't remember exactly what it's called.
Umantu?
Yes.
That is a
Oh, is
way
it-
better
is it-
name for a planet.
is it
Forget
near
Mars. Umantu.
Is it near Pluto?
Kind of.
It might be in the asteroid belt.
Yeah, it's in the asteroid belt. It's one of the bigger things in the asteroid belt. There's a couple of like Pluto-sized things in there. That's why we had to declassify Pluto as a planet.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
Otherwise,
yeah,
we
but
have
like,
like 18 planets.
yeah. I mean, first of all, I don't think.
But the
Like-
thing is, the stuff in the asteroid belt doesn't have the same geosynchronous orbit.
Yeah.
That's why it's
No.
not a planet. But you're right. They still
Yeah.
declassified Pluto because it was the same size.
Yeah, but there's one of them, I don't remember which one it was, where it's spinning so fast it's not actually a circle. It has enough mass to make itself a circle. It's about the same mass as Pluto.
Well, it doesn't count.
But
I
it's
mean, like,
spinning so fast that it smushes itself into like an M&M shape.
I mean,
Is that how fast it's spinning?
You know, it's another
And
idea.
it's being pulled around by a cloud from the asteroid collision that caused it to spin.
Two things. First of all, I think we should classify planets as things larger than our moon that have enough mass to be round like our moon and are actually round like our moon. Like,
All the moons of Jupiter?
no, because it has to rotate around the star, not
Okay.
around another body in the sky.
But that's the thing. Like, how big is Jupiter's biggest moon? Is it like the size of the Earth?
No, it's not like the size of the Earth, I don't think.
But they have way cooler names.
Yeah,
Why did we name our moon Moon? Why didn't we name it like Titan?
Actually, I
Titan
think
is
our
a
name-
way better name than
I
Moon.
think our moon's technical name is like Luna or something. I think it has a proper name. I
Oh,
don't think
yeah.
it's just called Moon. But they do have much cooler moons, yes. And they also have much more settleable moons because they have a good atmosphere.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Are we gonna make it to Mars by 2028?
Oh, definitely.
Are we gonna get humans on Mars by 2028?
I think we're gonna get them by 2024 and a half.
2024 and a half?
Yes.
They have to leave in 2022.
Nope, they have to leave in 2024. It takes 6 months to get there.
Oh, sorry. They'd have to leave in 2024, but they
No.
wouldn't be able to come back until 2026.
Um,
If they come back at all.
Elon Musk has said that his current plan is, I think it was 2020, I might be wrong, I think it was 2020, send robots to Mars to set up a base for humans to live in.
Yeah.
Then 2022, send humans. But it's Elon Musk time. So I'm going to give
Well,
him another
I mean-
2 years.
I would like to trademark Elon Musk time, because I'm sure that's a phrase that's used very, very often.
If
Like, one of the big things about that is it's like, well, in my opinion, like, why would we set up a base on Mars? Like, does Mars have some mineral that's, like, really useful? useful for us?
It does, and
Like, does it
also-
have large pockets of uranium? Could we use
Kind
that?
of.
Like the problem with setting up a moon base on our moon is there's no reason to.
Actually, there is. It's full of deuterium. Or not deuterium, tritium-3, I think.
Which is useful in what?
Nuclear fusion.
Yeah, a bunch of things. Tritium-3 is pretty... Is it tritium-3?
It's either tritium or deuterium, but I thought you could get
One of the two.
deuterium out of seawater, so probably not deuterium.
Yeah, I think it's tritium.
Well, then-
Tritium-3.
Well then, the market of the economy will decide when we have a moon base. Like,
It will decide we have a moon base, but the question is, should we have a Mars base?
Yes.
Because
it's-
I'm
it's-
sure that at some point a moon base is going to happen, because a moon base is like a good way to train for other bases.
Yeah.
If you ever want to have a base anywhere, you almost certainly are going to have a moon base, because that's where you're going to train people to go and set up other bases.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
except
the
for
reason
the-
why the main reason why we don't have things constantly going to the moon, other than market value, because it's way too expensive to go mine a whole bunch of stuff
Tritium-3
from the moon,
stuff.
is because everyone already made it there. Like, once the Americans got there, it's like we're done. Like,
Actually, the
we
Americans
made it
were the
there.
only
We
ones
brought
to ever
back
get
some
there.
rocks. We shot some golf balls. We put a flag there. We're done. Like, what else are you gonna do? Like going to Mars will not only be, and it's mainly because it's so far away that we're gonna have a base. Because it's basically, if we're going and we're staying there. It does not make sense to go and then immediately come back.
Yeah.
It makes more sense to send 2 rockets 6 months apart, so that they can stay there for 6 months, and then have enough fuel to come back.
Actually, Elon Musk's current plan is to manufacture fuel on the surface of Mars, which is not totally infeasible.
That is
That's
a
why
cool
his rocket-
idea.
that's why his
Wait,
rocket can be
is there
so small.
oil there though to make fuel out of?
Nope. The rockets are going to run on liquid
Dirt?
oxygen and methane.
Oh, okay.
Because of what the atmosphere is made of and what the dirt is made of on Mars, you can kind of react them together through a long, complicated process, where you basically take Mars
And you can
dirt,
make cow farts.
You can make methane, yes, natural gas. So you take
Well,
You can take Mars
natural gas is the most polite way of saying cow farts.
you can take Mars dirt and Mars atmosphere and a ton of electricity and swoosh and get it really hard. Get methane.
Lots of electricity.
They got lost again.
Oh, dang it.
Well, Jed, I think that is a really good idea because you can just use solar panels to get the electricity for it.
Yeah. So
Now the
plan is
problem-
to land a bunch of solar panels and a bunch of people in it.
Now the
Stuff
question
them.
is, can you make batteries on Mars?
It depends on if you want to mine lithium.
It's like
And-
that. It's like that idea I had. Like, not actually, but how little stuff could you bring to camp and survive?
To camp?
Nothing.
Yes.
I mean,
Like
Do you-
not like not
are you
necessarily.
talking
Survive
about
isn't the right
are you
word.
talking about to the summer camp that we go to?
Yes.
You could bring nothing. They're not going to let you die.
No.
That's the thing about being in a large group of people. You can often go without things that you should have because people generally don't like it when other people die next to them.
Okay. Okay. Survive is not the right word. How little could you bring?
And be comfortable?
Sure. Let's say it that way.
Well, I mean, I slept on the same, like, half-inch thick blue foam mat for my first CLT and my second CLT and my first year as program staff. And both of the times I went as a camper. So, I mean, I think it depends.
Yeah.
I think there's like different people require different levels of comfort. And that's
yeah, but
okay.
to be fair, most of the time, like, well let's talk pro staff, okay? Let's talk pro staff. So, like, in my pro staff,
Yep.
Greg had an extra sleeping bag. There was always someone with an extra mat.
Are we sure we should bring Greg into this? Go ahead.
There's
Just don't
like-
say any other names.
Okay. So there was a dude who had an extra sleeping bag. There's a dude who had an extra mat. Like, almost everything was taken care of.
Yeah.
Like,
That's what I mean. Like, you know,
My
you
cot-
take care of your own.
My cot broke halfway through the summer.
It did.
And I
It was
didn't have
very sad.
And I didn't have my sleeping bag for like a week or two, and it was fine.
It was actually quite majestic how your
Yeah.
how your cot broke.
Yeah.
Because it was like a small rip
Yeah.
created by what? Did you like pole vault onto it?
No. Like it was just like, oh hey, there's a tiny rip there. I'll not. It was like, oh, okay, there's a tiny rip. I'll just leave it. I'll
And then
just
like
try
a
not to
day
lean on it.
later, the rip was 6 feet long and
No.
2 feet wide.
No. It was like a tiny rip, and then it got bigger, and then I put some duct tape on it, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna leave this. No one,
leave this.
no one sit. And actually, I didn't tell anyone not to sit on it, and that was a problem. Because then someone sat on it, and it became a foot long. And then I was like, okay, I can still sleep on this. My feet will be hanging loose.
What happened?
Jed,
We're losing this thing left,
like
right,
under
and center,
feet.
bud. All right, what were you saying?
um,
It's a foot long.
yeah. And then, because one guy sat on it, and it's like, okay, no one else do anything. And then somehow it just happened one night, and it was just like, and like half of the cot was just gone. And I'm like,
Okay, like
come on, you're mad.
not half of the cot was ripped. 50% of the mass of the cot
Yeah.
ceased to exist.
yeah.
It was just total annihilation.
I like the idea I had in my head where it just ripped exactly down the middle and you just fell entirely through the top.
yeah.
And you were just on the floor and you woke up and you were like, why am I on the floor and why is my cot so tall?
Or even better, just going to sleep one. Or no, even better, we're up playing a card game when we're not supposed to, and then like Rachel comes walking by, and it's like, and someone's like at the window, and it's like, dude, it's the fuzz, and we like all drop our cards and run and leap into our beds, and mine just gives way. And I'm just like, can I borrow your mat?
Mine just gives way.
Yeah.
Just like, it's the fuzz.
Yeah.
Let's a reviewer. Today we are reviewing Jonah, the Veggietales special.
Veggietales Movie.
I think it was the first Veggietales movie.
Yeah, because I always remember all the commercials being like, Jonah, a Veggietales movie. Jonah, a Veggietales.
Like just throughout the
Yeah.
the trailer, it would just the epic voice would just come
Yeah.
in and say, just remind you, it's a movie.
Yeah.
I thought Madame Blueberry was first.
Well, I mean, I don't think it was classified as a movie.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I think Jonah
Yeah.
like actually released in some theaters.
Yeah.
yeah. 'Cause
It was a-
Madame Blueberry definitely came out first, but
It
yeah, I
wasn't
think
a
it was
feature film, as it would be called today.
Mm.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure Jonah was over an hour,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but Madame
Right.
Blueberry was not.
Really?
Not over.
I thought Madame Blueberry was like 90 minutes and Jonah was like 2 hours.
No, I think Madame
Okay.
Blueberry was actually like just under an hour.
Also, it was like the first VeggieTales like thing to have memes. Like things.
Jonah
things
Jonah
that
was the
stuck in
first
your-
thing to have memes.
Like it wasn't actual like pictures with words, but it was like ideas that you could just say, and people who would see the movie would be like, "Yep,
Oh,
that's a thing."
Like
Yeah,
my father was a caterpillar.
Yes.
And my mother was a worm.
but
I'm okay with that now.
and people would just be like, "Yep, that was funny."
And also the one you said earlier.
Yeah. Driving to the river,
River
Bob.
Bob.
Driving to the river, Bob.
When was that?
That was at the beginning. It's a whole bunch of people in like a minivan, and
It
because
was
they're
a bus.
Yeah, it was a bus.
Like
and they
like
were
a short
driving-
bus.
Yeah.
Oh,
and they were-
yeah,
And they were
yeah.
driving somewhere. I think it was like a version of History Maker or something like that. It was like a youth group. And
Something like
Bob's-
that.
And Bob's driving, and
Oh,
Junior
yeah.
Asparagus' dad, because that's not a real name, is playing the guitar, and they're all singing like this song. It's like it's a kid's song, and then
Yeah, like some Sunday school song.
yeah, Sunday school song, and Bob's just trying to figure out where to go, and then they hit a porcupine, which no, actually they don't hit a porcupine. they swerve out of the way of the porcupine.
Yeah.
And then the porcupine gets mad and just shoots it to kill and pops one of the tires. And then for some reason, they drive off of the road.
Yeah,
hit several clotheslines. And then hit a stump.
And then they're like, well, we shouldn't give away the whole movie. But
Yeah.
this is just the
Yeah.
intro, so it's okay.
Yeah.
And then they're like stuck on the side of this weird, eerie lake.
oh yeah.
And then they like end up going into like this weird boathouse,
yeah.
which is like a restaurant, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it.
Yeah, it's a restaurant, and they go in.
It says like I think it says seafood.
Yeah,
like
like seafood,
yeah,
but
yeah.
seafood because the
Yeah.
D's burnt
Yeah,
out.
and they're like, what is seafood? Is it like tofu? And then the D lights up, and they're like, oh. Yeah, and then they go in, and then these two grapes tell them the story of Jonah.
Mm.
Yeah.
But we actually see the story of Jonah
Yeah.
as acted out by vegetables.
Yes.
And also, apparently, a half caterpillar, half worm.
Yes.
Who I would like to say is by far the star of the show.
Yeah.
I mean,
Also,
obviously Jonah is important to the story,
yes.
and so are the other people,
Yeah.
mainly God,
Yes.
but Carlisle
Yes.
is just choice.
I thought it was Khalil.
Well, it depends. At one
Yeah.
point someone calls him Carlisle, but I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be said Carlisle.
Yeah.
Khalil, yeah.
Yeah. What's the song at the start of the story of Jonah?
Which one?
The one.
What
the
point?
one
At
about
what point in the
sheep,
biblical story does it happen?
When Jonah's prophesying.
Oh,
When it's explaining Jonah's normal life.
Yeah, with the tents and the camel.
I don't remember.
Yeah. Like it's like.
I don't remember the song. Oh, no, I remember.
If you follow his commands, there will be peace throughout the lands. You'll live long and happy lives with your sheep, your kids, your wives.
So good.
Yeah.
So classic.
But the beginning, like, it keeps changing throughout the song, so you can never remember it.
Yeah. Like, it's one of those songs where it doesn't have a chorus, it just has verses.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the last two lines of the verses are just somewhat similar.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like, my favorite part of the whole thing, I think, is, what are they called? Cheese doodles?
yeah, cheese curls, I think.
Cheese curls.
Yeah.
An artistic play on cheese doodles.
Yes.
And so the movie is half about Jonah,
And half
And
about the pirates.
half
who don't
about
do
the pirates who don't do anything.
Yeah.
Which is the
Which is
Veggietales version of the biblical, like the biblical character that it's replacing in the Veggietales version.
Are
is
the merchants that give Jonah a ride away from Nineveh.
Yeah.
When he
But
books a ride away
to
from Nineveh.
Tarshish or
But-
Tarsus.
But
Tarsus,
they
yeah.
became so famous that they got their own movie later. Like, way
They
later
did.
in the Veggietales franchise, they got a movie of the Pirates of the
And hope will come from above
In
the
the
shape of a donkey.
When you first hear it, you're like, what? You crazy blind man. I know this is going to be important later, but what?
Why does it always have to happen this way? Why does it have to be a crazy blind man?
Yes. And then when you see him, and like they could have had the voiceover for that at the end be like 5 seconds later. Like if they could have had another shot, because it cuts to like the chandelier, and he's kind of in the background, and you see the donkey, but it's at the same time as the blind man's voice is like coming in like through flashbacks of help will come from above in the shape of a donkey. It should have been that shot, then it shots him getting mad as the blind man is saying it in a flashback. Because like as a kid, I wanted to figure it out myself. Because if you gave me that if you gave me that half second of seeing the donkey above him, then it would have been like, that's like I would have been able to figure it out in like 1.5 or 2 seconds. And
I don't remember that part. I remember the quote, "Hope will come from above in the shape of a donkey," but I don't remember it actually happening.
It does. Although,
Yeah.
thankfully, it's not like the entire plot.
Yeah.
There is more
Yeah.
to that movie than just that one
Yeah.
quote.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Like the whole rock monsters thing.
So essentially, Jonah was such a good movie, such a good VeggieTales movie that it spawned that
A
people
non-biblically based sequel.
these like 3 or 4 characters who were a part of it just like got their own movie.
Oh yeah, and the silly song with Larry in Jonah was "We are the pirates who don't do anything. We just stay home and lie around. And if you ask us to do anything, we'll just tell you we don't do anything."
One of the greatest
Yeah.
songs that supports laziness I have ever heard. I mean, is laziness good in general? Maybe not. Is that song amazing? Yes.
And all
Dare
of
I
the
say, it
verses-
should get a double
and
award.
all of the
Alright, so we're gonna do what I'm calling the credits. I'm gonna be like, this is the credits, not the extra credits, not the extra history, just the credits. And then we're gonna say like,
It's recording.
oh, it is recording. Oof. Alright, so this is the credits. So this is where we're going to thank all the people who make this podcast happen, even though I may or may not be immediately related to all of them, and they kind of have to like me on some level. So, thank you to our long-suffering editor, Garrett. Thank you to our producer, Garrett. Thank you to our writers, Caleb, Jed, and Judah. Thank you to all of our listeners. We know you're out there somewhere in the abyss of the interwebs.
There's only about 12 of them, but yeah.
There may be less than 10 of you, and you may be a prime number. I'm not sure. How many prime numbers are there that are less than 10?
Like 3, maybe 4.
It's about a 3 in 10 chance that the amount of listeners is a prime number. So yeah, thank you to all of our listeners. Thank you to our producer, Garrett, our editor, Garrett, our writers, Jed, Caleb, and Judah. And
Sometimes, Garrett.
is there anyone else that we can make a part of this? Thank you to our director, Garrett, because if anyone's directing this, it's him. Yeah.
Thanks
I
to
guess
our
that's
publicity manager, Garrett.
Thank you to our marketing expert, Garrett. Thank you to our funding board, Garrett.
Thank you to the assistant of the regional manager, Garrett.
Oh, yes. And don't forget, Bears beats Battlestar Galactica. We out.
Wear your seatbelt.
Wear your seatbelt.